Okay, so we are officially 7 days into the challenge. Well, 8 days if you count today. So 20,000 steps a day for 30 days on a calorie deficit, day 8. And recap for the week, it's been up and down. It's been up and down. I started on Sunday, and Sunday was relatively easy. In fact, it was the easiest day, because I was still coming off of the increased amount of calories I was on the week before. So it was pretty much another day in the office, just extra step. The calorie deficit didn't feel like anything major because I still had stored fat in the body, glucose in the muscles and the liver, for the body to pull on as a reserve. And the same thing for Saturday. Saturday was a busier day at work, which allowed me to get through more steps. No, not Saturday. What am I talking about? Monday. Monday was a busier day at work, which allowed me to get through more steps. And it's always easier planning out the steps ahead of time so that I don't have to worry about playing catch up later on in the afternoon. So yeah, that's quite important. Tuesday and Wednesday, I started to feel a little bit of fatigue. Not much, it was manageable. But because they were my days off and I didn't have anything to distract me, like work throughout the day, to keep me occupied, to keep me busy, I wasn't thinking about food or steps, and I was getting steps done throughout the day. On my day off, I had to actively plan the steps and plan the food. And Wednesday, I had to travel up to see my dad in Norwich, which was a long journey. 2.5 hours there, 2.5 hours back, which meant that there was 5 hours out of the day I couldn't do steps. So I had to plan ahead of time and do a lot more steps in the morning, which I did. And throughout the day, it caused me to have a higher appetite, a higher hunger level than usual, but I kept a clean food. I had a lot more fruit, I had a lot more protein, I kept the food clean, and I kept the calories low, which is what's important. Thursday, Friday, relatively fine. Back at work, it was almost like I had a second win. It was almost like I had the calories stored from the previous week all over again. I hit a stride, and it was pretty much on autopilot, really. Nice and easy. Steps done in the morning, around 10,000 steps before I even got back into my flat. So I'd wake up, 5 o'clock, get out of the house, go for my steps, and I'd make sure to get 10,000 steps in minimum, which is the equivalent to 100 minutes. So just under 2 hours, just under 2 hours. Because the pace varies. You could walk faster and you get less steps done because you're taking further strides. But you don't also want to walk at a dawdle pace. You still will get calories burnt. It's just a waste of time, to be honest. Walk at a 3-mile-an-hour pace, and that keeps the heart rate, pumping enough blood round to burn enough calories to make that task worthwhile, even though it is anyway, but you get my drift. And then I'll get back home, have breakfast. I've switched up breakfast. It used to be obviously the egg whites, and it was the egg whites for a while because I bought egg whites by the boatload, and they took a lot of time to prepare in the morning, and I've taken out more time from my morning block so that I can prioritize the steps. So that means I can't spend 25 minutes, half an hour making breakfast, just pottering along. I've just got the Greek yogurt. I've added in frozen berries to that to increase the fiber count, and I've added a bit of granola as well. Bit naughty of me, but like I said, I'm trying to get as much in before I start the day as possible, and doing that much output takes it out of you. So you have to replenish the energy you've used with some carbs, some good carbs. Granola's good carbs. And Saturday afternoon, I had a party. I tried to get as much done in the morning ahead of time. And when you're at the party, you just have to say no to food, to say no to drink. You have to be a party pooper. There was chocolate cake, there was chicken skewers, there was sausages, there was beef. Not even junk food, good food. But I didn't know what it was cooked in. I didn't know if it was, a fattier cut. I don't know if it was, drizzled in olive oil, so I couldn't risk it. I had a bit long instead. And today is the 8th day, and I'm all right. I'm all right. I've got a plan for next week. I know how this week's gone. I've got that data, so I can adjust for next week. And yeah, I think what I'm going to do is change up the routine a little bit. Maybe not do as many steps in the morning, but still get a generous amount done, and do some more towards the afternoon. I was trying to block out the afternoon, evening time completely, and enjoy family time. I still am, but I don't want to have temptation to just eat food. or sit on the sofa and do nothing. Even though I'm with my son and my missus, my family, it's good family time. I'd rather go back out for 20 minutes, half an hour in the evening to get the rest of those steps in. So I'll do that. I'm going to keep the calories the same. Not going to change those yet, but I will change up the food variation so that I don't get bored eating the same food. And it needs to be high volume. High volume is key. And one of the questions I get quite often is, how do I calculate my caloric maintenance so that I can eat in a deficit? I haven't fully calculated mine yet precisely. And to do it precisely, you just have to check the weight, scale weight, every single day to make sure you haven't increased or decreased. But you can put your height, your weight, your age, your daily activity level through a calculator, a TDE, total daily expenditure calculator, or you can just Google it or ChatGPT it, and they'll give you a number. They'll give you an amount of calories to stick to. Now, I'm doing 17,000 calories a day at the moment. I was intending on doing 1,500 calories a day, but I wasn't able to stick to that. But I'm still in a deficit doing 1,750 calories. Eventually, I'll bring that down and I'll swap some other foods out to replace that. But yeah, it's been a good week. Results, 4 kilos down, I believe. So I started off at 89.4 kilos. And I'm down to 85.3 today. So around 4 kilos down in 7 days. A lot of that is obviously water weight and glycogen depletion, but it's weight loss nonetheless. Steps, hit the average 2,000 each day, and calories around 1,750. So yeah, wish me luck for next week. If you have any questions on any of the videos that I've uploaded on the shorts, I'll answer them here. And yeah, be lucky, everybody. Thank you very much for listening.